sound the dice tray to
And
look at the number.
we are live, and the cameras are messed up because I forgot to turn my camera on.
Way to go.
Always a good start.
It's not a stream
We know what
unless
we're
it's
doing.
scuffed.
You released on the right channel today?
We're professionals. We got this.
We do this on a regular basis, and you can tell.
Can you?
That's why you forget things. If you didn't do this on a regular basis, you'd be obsessed about making sure you did it right.
Do what on
Over
a
a
regular
decade,
basis?
and we're still noobs.
Okay, cameras are good. Everyone is in their right spot. I freaking hope. How are all of you?
I
Tired
exist.
as hell.
That one and I exist today. That's it.
Excited
Tam
and in
I-
pain.
Don't ask that question.
Tam and I had very rough work weeks, and we
Yep.
still have another day.
Yep.
So,
Yep. I feel that.
yeah.
It's like right as
And I'm
soon.
being retired and excited for Christmas. Sorry.
Jealous.
Brag about
Jealous.
it.
How dare you?
Rude.
First of all, how dare you?
Yeah. How dare you enjoy December?
Nerds, you have to go work.
No.
Yeah, but it's like right after this, I need to change out the injection site for the insulin pump that I have because it's on the back of my arm, and I don't know why, but the stickiness just didn't hold for like a day, and it's already like trying to fall out. So I have it taped down.
No.
I have it taped down while we play today, and like as soon as we're done, it's just I'm gonna take this one out, pop a new one in.
Oh my.
Yeah. I think I need to get covers if I have it on my arm, just because of like how much I use my arms.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm mixing gamer subs. I'm sorry if everybody hears the sloshing, but I'm also not sorry. But yeah, as I'm doing this, before we get into the kickoff of today's festivities here with our new holiday game, which is a continuation of our rambunctious Mises from last year. Fox, why don't you tell us about December?
That's a thing I can do. Let me just close all these guitar pages I had open, thanks to Raven. Yes, so this is our December dice giveaways are going to be continuing in this show and for the remainder of the month. Real quick, I will go over the rules of our giveaways as well as posting them in chat here on Twitch. There we go. So the rules are fairly straightforward, and they are just in place to keep people that, you know, dredge Twitch for giveaways from taking these things from the regulars that are here, the people that are actually paying attention and the people that actually deserve these giveaways. So rule number 1 is that you cannot enter on someone else's behalf. If you're entering the giveaway, you are entering it for yourself and only yourself. You must be present when the drawing happens in order to win, which is typically sometime around our first break. We usually do the drawing right when we come back from our first break. There are some exceptions, but that's usually how we do it. If your name is drawn in the giveaway, you must be able to tell us what it is that you won. You don't have to name the specific dice set or anything. Just say dice or math rocks or anything of that sort. That will be more than sufficient. That just shows us that you're actually paying attention to what's going on. If you win, you must be a member of our Discord and give us your Discord username. That is because that is the platform that we use to contact everyone when it's time to ship out these dice. And also, you cannot win more than once within a week or more than twice total. That's just to give everybody a chance to get in on these month-long giveaways and get as many people or get dice into as many people's hands as possible. So without further ado, I am going to open up the giveaway here, and the bot should tell you when it's open. I have a monitor in my way, so I can't see the button I'm pressing. Hopefully I don't.
Oh my
misdo it.
god, I still haven't done the other dice. I'm doing that this weekend. I promise. But at least I got
Okay,
the
I,
next
I,
two.
I still have a picture of one other dice set, so
So we should have two of them right now.
yeah, I'm not counting today's. Actually, speaking of, I
Oh.
should post that picture in Twitch
That's what
chat
I
so
meant.
people know what they're entering a giveaway for. Sorry, I'm still
My camera's
thinking
so high
about
on the
guitars,
screen.
so I'm distracted.
There we go.
So that is the lovely dice set that we are giving away. That is a picture that Zorro took. I also have a picture
Ooh.
straight from the Kraken website here.
Yeah, they're very shimmery.
That's gorgeous.
I didn't Photoshop these yet. I usually Photoshop it to correct the lighting and everything, and I just did not have a chance because again, I had a hell of a week. So apologies. They will be corrected when we do next week's because we have the rest of this week's, and then next week's they will look prettier. So I promise.
They make me think of mint ice cream.
The
Yeah,
giveaway
they're very soft.
Yep.
Yes.
I was like, it's
is
very
now
minty.
open.
It is.
For those that are eligible to enter, all you have to do is type !December. That will get you in. And like I say, we'll be doing the drawing probably immediately after our first break.
Speaking of, I'm totally listening. I'm just checking on my dinner. I'll be right back. I'm still listening.
Now,
Sure you
a
are.
quick question. If you are part of the stream on which the dice are
Yes, you can enter.
offered, you can
Yes.
still.
It is open to all cast members as well as audience members.
Because there are some of us who are pretty much in every game on the channel. So, you know, those like if we didn't open it to cast members, then some of us would not be allowed to enter, period.
Foxborough. Rojan.
Right. I normally don't enter these. I let everybody do the shenanigans and whatnot. That way.
Look, I cheated this year. I took advantage of the sale and like whatever dice I got for the stream, I may have dipped and like, you know what? I'm gonna add an extra dice just for me. I'm good.
Hey, that there is nothing wrong with that.
That's the advantage of being the one that plans all this.
Yeah. Okay. So I think with that, unless there's any other announcements that we need to get to, I think we can get underway for today's game. So it's been exactly 1 year since the events of a small group of mice were able to preserve and save the holiday spirit from a rather unfortunate encounter with a fallen mouse guard, a rogue a mouse who just didn't agree with the way things were run in the city by the guard itself, and their collaboration with a mischievous goose.
You could say the goose was cooked.
The goose was cooked. The goose was banished, and this mouse guard group saved the holiday season, not only for the mice, but for all living participants in this land. Though, unfortunately, as you all recall, your memories were sort of wiped after bidding farewell to the holiday patron, to preserve their identity and to not put too much stress on all of you all on having to keep such a secret. And as you bid farewell to this individual, you celebrated the holidays and settled into your new forest home. winter is once again here. The holiday is right around the corner. And we come down into the town on another bustling, busy day. As we go into the guard headquarters, up into the more officer branch of the of this large tree fortress. Robin, why don't you give a little description of what you look like for those of who may be joining us for the first time, and give us a little lore dump as to what he's been up to this past year. What has Robin been doing to keep busy?
So Robin is a plump old mouse that was once a reddish brown in color, but has since gone a mixed gray color. If a mouse could have a big bushy beard and mustache, he absolutely would. His attire, his cloak and clothing is, it was once probably very vibrant and like deep green in color, but has long since faded and dulled and become a little tattered over the years. So last year, that's approximately how he looked. This year, even though it's only been a year, it looks like he's aged several beyond that. After their adventures, he realized he was getting a bit old for going out on the road so much. So he semi-retired from that and has spent his days mostly behind a desk, mostly in these recruitment centers and these head offices of the higher ups. Not necessarily because it's what he wants to do, but because it's what his body is telling him that's all he's capable of doing at the moment. He is hunched over. He's using his staff as a big cane all the time. He walks very slowly. He groans quite heavily when he has to get up from his chair. And he's looking a little disheveled, but he's still got that same big, goofy smile on his face that he's always had. He is no less enthusiastic to see all the young mice running around doing all the things that he too once did in his heyday, but is less capable of doing these days.
And Robin, as you are in your office going through a bit of paperwork, a warm mug of hot cider sitting on your desk, there comes a quick knock at your door.
Come on in. My door is always open.
The door opens up and you can see a younger mouse coming in with like a large stack of papers, kind of wibbling and wobbling, trying to keep their balance as it looks like the week's missives have arrived for you to begin to peruse through and sign off on. And they just like quickly just drop the papers on the desk with just let out a very exasperated sigh. Oh, sorry about this, sir. It looks like there's been a lot of last minute reports. Most of the guards going home for the winter, and they want to make sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted before they leave. There's no rush on this. We have, well, quite literally all winter to sign off on things. Do you need anything? Any baked goods? Freshen up your cider? And this little white dormouse with just like these huge like saucer-like ears, very, very like large, like bright eyes, kind of like reminds you of just like a fresh-eyed recruit, you know, waiting for their first taste of glory and adventure. This is your steward by the name of Bradley Coppertail.
Oh no, Bradley, I think I'm all set for the evening. Where did I put my glasses?
Oh, I just wanted to let you know, sir. The Winter Guard should be making their way in sometime tonight or tomorrow morning. Your team, as I have been told that they are. About a week ago, missives were sent out to each of them, calling them in for reserve duty, just in case something may happen during the winter. We, fingers crossed, nothing does, but can't be too careful.
With any luck, it'll be a quiet, cozy winter for us all.
Oh yes, the food stores and everything are practically overflowing. The spring and the fall were quite bountiful.
Well, I suppose I should get started on this paperwork. What are you still doing working at this hour, Bradley?
Sir, I work as long as you work.
Oh, no. I work all night. I would never ask you to do such a thing.
I've taken it upon myself to begin to consume this strange dirt-tasting beverage that's made from one of the local beans around here. It gives you a pep in your step.
Oh, perhaps I should be drinking that instead of cider.
Yes, it keeps me up. But unless you specifically tell me otherwise, I am here all day and all night.
Well, that was your first mistake telling me that, Bradley. Go home. Start the celebrations early.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. If there's anything you need me at any point in time, just
I will
send
call.
somebody to call me and I will be right here, regardless of the hour.
I know, Bradley. Go relax.
Yes, sir. And he quickly like scampers out of your room and shuts your door. And as you begin to go through the missives, it is a lot of final field reports. A lot of reports on the standing of the defensive perimeter that has been set up around the town, and like the border on the outside of the forest sort of marking where your territory begins and ends. Citing reports of any dangerous animals or movement of any like bandit groups that may be calling the forest their home.
And it'll take him a long time to go through these because he's probably dozing off like every third report.
And as Robin is going through the paperwork and maybe thinking of the good old days as he's like beginning to doze off, Bradley is running down the stairs quickly as he comes bumping into one of the more senior mice of the Winter Guard, just a little younger than Robin himself, and a good friend of his, as Fiora, this little hyper large-eared like white dormouse, just like bumps into you and kind of like falls on his butt. He's like, "Oh, pardon me, ma'am. I was just heading out for the evening."
Oh, you're not hurt, are you?
Oh, no.
You're all right.
I run into things all the time. It's okay.
Oh, you should really watch out. Is it your eyesight? I have a remedy to help with that. Makes them stronger.
It's less of eyesight and more what did the commander call it? A tunnel vision. I get too excited and I just focus
Ah,
straight ahead and lose all sense of surroundings.
I haven't thought of a remedy for that, but now I feel like that's my next goal. Sounds interesting.
Are you
Arm?
reporting for duty?
Oh, yes, I got a lovely letter from an old friend, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk to him.
Oh, well, yes, the Sir Robin is in his study right now, working away at piles of paperwork. I'm his steward.
Of course.
I'm his steward, Bradley. If there's anything that you need, just let me know.
Oh, it's a pleasure, Bradley. I'm Fiora, and you're his steward. You remind me a lot of him when he was a little younger. He
Really?
had a more awareness, though, but suppose you'll develop that over time.
Oh, I was gonna ask if he had tunnel vision as well.
No, he was very aware of many things. In fact, it sort of distracted him at times when he was much younger, of course.
Well, I won't keep you. I gotta get home. Mom is making a meat and berry pie tonight, and I want to get there while it's still piping hot.
Oh, of course, of course. Run along, and you have a merry time out there. Enjoy.
Thank you, ma'am. And he just like runs by you, and you hear him scampering down the stairs as you just hear a thud as he kind of like runs in the wall, and you say, "Ow."
Kind of looks at her ladybug that's kind of crawling on her shoulder, and she's like, "Oh goodness me, he called me ma'am. Oh,
And Fiora,
makes me feel young."
can you give us a description of what you look like and what you've been doing, keeping busy this past year?
Oh goodness. All right. Well, Fiora is as described, a bit older, more middle-aged as Mises go. She's got this sort of chocolate brown fur with more of a tan stripe down the middle and on her belly, a little spotted on her ear. She's sort of adorned with various different things. She has what looks like almost a circlet that has little trinkets hanging down. She's got several ear piercings, the same kind of mimic dangling. She has a very pale sage green cloak. Unlike Robin's, it's not worn. It's not a faded color. It was meant to be this more natural sage green color. She has a bunch of little pouches and what looks like different types of dried flowers and different types of like grasses and plants and whatnot on her. She is carrying what looks like a staff at first, but you do notice at the end above her little trinkets, you do see it looks more like a spear as she uses a walking stick. She tends to have a ladybug, which of course compared to a mouse is quite decently large on her, that tends to kind of crawl around loosely. And what she's been up to, she has always been a wandering sort of free spirit. When she was done, she hung out for a little bit, maybe doing a mission here and there with Robin at first, and then as he felt the need to sort of slow down, she decided to take this opportunity to travel. She loves traveling, she loves being in nature, and she loves trying to find new concoctions to merge together of natural remedies from nature and try to create new things, everything from like salves to curing poisons, maybe tending to wounds and cuts, to even the most everyday, like creating different types of things from nature to create maybe like a glue, things of that nature, as she just loves seeing what the natural world provides for all of the mice to sort of thrive and just do better in their lives. And kind of caught her at a good time when she was on one of the main roads by the time she received a letter to come back and see what they had in store for her this time around as she's taking a break from her journeys.
You find yourself in a very familiar area as you walk up into into the technically the officers branch. You've been up here many times in your years with the guard, and especially a lot more since Robin himself has been up here first as just like a commander of the guard and more of a trainer to the younger mice, and then as he became a patrol leader, and then finally settled down and is now mostly just on desk work. And you know where he's at, and you find your way to his door, and just you notice that it's not completely closed. Looks like on his way out, Bradley probably didn't shut it all the way.
Oh, perfect. She will then kind of slowly open up the door and do a little soft knock. She goes, "Hello? Not burning the candle at both ends, are we?"
And you just hear a soft snoring coming from the other end of the room, and he's seated at his desk, like kind of slumped in the chair with a report in his hands, but his eyes are closed and he's dozed off. Glasses are like halfway hanging off his nose.
Oh no. So she comes over and she gently takes the glasses off first, and she'll take some berries out of her pouch that are very bitter smelling, and she'll just kind of put it under your nose, and she's like, "We can't fall asleep just yet, old friend."
Oh, Fiora, what are you doing here? What time is it?
Well, it's not that late, but I'm reporting in. Did I catch you at a bad time?
No, just hard at work as always.
And here, I never thought you would have a desk job. You fought it for so long.
Still fighting it every once in a while, but the old body doesn't fight quite as quickly as it used to. So, besides, one more year and they won't let me work anymore anyway. So I might as well just sit down.
Did I hear you correctly? Are you finally retiring in a year?
Not if I have any say in the matter, but, once you reach 60 years old, they don't really let you work anymore.
Well, I think you have dedicated enough time of your efforts and knowledge and arms that I think you deserve a rest.
No. I've got plenty more adventures left in me.
Oh, of course you do, old friends, and I'd be happy to see you through them. But for now, I think you should take a small break.
Oh, no, not now that you're here. We just await the rest of the crew, and off we go on, why were we calling you out here again?
Oh, we have a new report. We have a new adventure awaiting us.
Ah, yes.
Isn't that exciting?
Adventure.
I don't know what it entails yet, but when I heard adventure, it's been some time. I think it would be thrilling to get the old gang back together.
We'll have to wait for the rest of them to arrive before we go over the details.
Of course. Until then, she kind of like sniffs the air for a moment. She's like, "Ooh, I smell bitter beans. You don't want that stuff. I have some tea. That'll be perfect."
Bradley's bean juice.
Yes, I am aware of it, and though it is useful, I think I can whip you up something a little bit better, as will also help the old bones as well.
Oh, that would be lovely. I think my cider has gone cold.
Oh my, yes. Let me fix that for you. And she'll just start pulling out like from her bag just like a little to go tea set to just kind of start using the utilities around her to just kind of brew some tea for them while they wait.
Okay. So as the two of you are in Robin's office, you are preparing a nice cup of tea to keep your friend away from the bean juice.
That ain't natural.
So bitter.
We come down a couple floors more from this little tree fortress as Bradley runs and almost like banks off of a wall, but comes to a skittering halt this time, just inches away from a very serious looking mouse. As he kind of just like looks at you, Squeakers, kind of the same color that you are. His ears just a little bit larger than yours. And he's like, "Oh, hello."
Hello.
Are you reporting for duty as well?
Yes. Queers holds up the the letter he got. I was eagerly awaiting my next orders. Came here as fast as I could.
Oh yes, we sent those out those out last week just to make sure that, you know, everybody was able to report on time. Though I didn't know most people were excited about reserve guard duty. That's usually I hear that's very boring.
All duties are important.
Yes, that's what I'm told. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm very excited.
You have a very serious look on your face.
This is just my face. I don't know how to change it.
I guess that makes sense. We don't have the ability to change faces. At least I hope not.
That'd be terrifying.
Yeah, right? Can you imagine a mouse that's able to change into other mice? Ugh, I don't want to think about that anymore. Well, if
the GM just got ideas.
if you're looking for the if you're looking for the patrol leader, Robin is upstairs. He's in his office signing away paperwork. I ran into Miss Fiora on the way down, so you're the second one reporting for duty. But
No.
yeah,
I want to get here first.
She seems very fast.
I must train more to get faster.
Well, if nothing happens and everything is nice and quiet, you'll have plenty of time to train. But
I train all year for this.
Yeah,
I have to train more.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to read, but I have to get going. My mom's making food tonight. I really want to have hot dinner for once.
Yes. And
you
will step
might
out of the way.
You might see me around. I'm Robin's steward, Bradley. So I'll be in and out when he needs me. But yeah, it was nice to meet you. And he kind of just like runs off.
Squeakers just kind of shake his head. No discipline in that one.
And
start walking.
And Squeakers, as like you're walking up the stairs heading up towards where Robin's office is at, can you give us a little description as to what Squeakers looks like and what you've been up to for the past year?
Yeah. So Squeakers is an all-white mouse with beady red eyes and a red cape, carrying a couple small axe-like contraptions, as axes you can get for a mouse. And for the past year, they mostly just been training. They take odd jobs here and there to help out whoever needs help in the town, as they consider it their duty to do so. But otherwise, they've been training and just waiting for their next call in, excitedly. This is all they want to do.
As you make your way up a couple flights of stairs, you hear a bit of grunting and clambering as off to your right, one of the storage rooms the door seems to be slightly ajar, and it sounds like somebody is in there rummaging about.
Tweaker's gonna look down at the papers that say to report, and then look at the slightly ajar door. It could be something important in there, and they'll go and they'll poke their head in the door to see what's going on in there.
As you poke your head in, you see that there are a couple boxes that have been like left on the floor, opened up, a few pieces of contents just like thrown about the floor. As you see this small brown mouse, probably at the most 10, sort of digging through boxes. He's like, come on. I know we have some of it somewhere. How am I gonna cast my spell without tinsel? And as you hear him speak of a spell, your memory goes back to a young mouse that you had met in the previous year by the name of Timothy. A small mouse that has been inspired to try to learn the ways of magic after hearing of tales of the exploits of the big folk that wander through your forest.
Taking a quick look around the room, does Squeaker see any tinsels? Any tinsel?
You know what? Let's go ahead and make the first check for this game.
Oh god.
Oh god. So you can go ahead and give me a scout roll.
Scout. I don't remember how to do this.
So on your character sheet.
It's been a year.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I don't have anything in scout, so I'm not sure what I roll.
So if you
I think
don't
you have no bonus.
if you don't have anything in scout, that will be one dice. You should be, you can also use your nature as well.
Okay.
So in total, you're gonna roll 5 die here.
Okay. 3 successes.
3 successes. As you look around, you notice like high on the top, like on one of the top shelves, is like a small like strand of tinsel hanging out of like one of the boxes, possibly left there as leftover decorations for the lower areas of the guard quarters.
Timothy, I think your tinsel's there.
Huh? And he kind of like looks up and he's just got like a bunch of like hooked ornaments kind of like stuck on his hat at the moment. He looks over and he like just pulls the large brim back over his head. Hat is still far too large for him. Like, oh, Squeakers, I didn't know that you were in the guard today. You reported for duty.
Squeakers probably stands up a little bit straighter. Yes, reporting to duty today. I just heard noises. Had to check it out.
Oh, I'm sorry, and I'm happy that you didn't kick the door in and use those scary axes on me. Yeah, I have an idea for a festive holiday spell, but I need the right materials for it. One of it being just a small garland of tinsel. I recalled that we had just like a spool of it in here from when the decorators were going through, and he looks up at where you're pointing. He's like, Perfect. And he takes like this like large stick that he carries around like his wizard staff, and he just reaches up and hooks it out of the box, and he takes it and stuffs it into a little cloak of his. It's like, okay. So I've got a jar of milk. I've got the tinsel. I need some chocolate chip cookies. Some holly berries in a leaf, and some sort of musical instrument. Oh, this is going to be a very trying day for me. If you find anything like that, let me know, okay? He kind of just like, without another word, just like kind of like runs out of the storeroom as he goes downstairs, as he begins to like look for other things for his spell.
Because I just watch him scurry off, and when he finally runs out of sight, he'll just turn and start walking back to the office to report in.
You make your way up to the office, and you find that the door again is a little more open than closed, and you can hear two mice in there speaking with one another as both Fiora and Robin are in there enjoying a cup of tea.
You will stand outside the door and knock on it very loudly and yell, "Reporting for duty!"
Oh, my.
I recognize that voice anywhere. Come on in, Squeakers.
And that enthusiasm.
He'll open up the door and be like, "Oh, Robin, are you going to be our leader again?"
Oh, I don't know about that. I think it's time Fiora maybe steps up and takes that role, but I'll certainly be here to oversee this adventure.
The leader's leader.
Sure. Let's go with that. How are you doing, my boy? It's been too long.
Good. Excited.
You don't say.
What took him so long to call me in? I thought I did a good job last time. Maybe I need to work harder.
Well, this is just the reserve guard for the holidays. You understand?
Yeah, I tried to stay last time and they kicked me out.
The nature of reserve is that it's temporary.
Right, you were kicked out. You were more reassigned? That's not a bad thing.
But I wanted to be here.
It's fair.
You were entrusted with more important jobs elsewhere.
Yes, I was helping the people back in town. That was very important.
It is always important to help each other, Squeakers. Or don't just stand there. Take a seat. Enjoy some tea.
Cheers.
Cup.
We'll grab some tea, and then immediately wherever the tea was, that's where Squeakers is sitting down.
That's the side table with the. That you can sit with us. There's a table here.
Oh, you want me to sit here? Okay. And Squeakers will move over and sit next to.
Oh, I forgot you take words very almost literally. I
Yes,
forgot
as
about that.
literal
I
as
missed this.
always.
Yes. Right. Well, eager as ever. Very good to see you again. Still training hard, I take it.
Always. Gotta be prepared. Never know when you guys might call.
This is true. Don't want to get rusty.
I would never get rusty. I'm not made of metal.
Right, that actually reminds me when I heard the old gang was getting back together. She reaches in her bag and she pulls out a little jar with like some Vaseline looking sort of liquid, a little translucent. She's like, "These are for you. It's my own creation. It is for your axes so they can stay nice and sharp and shiny so they don't get rusty."
My axe is always sharp. I sharpen them every night.
And this will help. That way they don't get dulled and last longer. Because If you do it too often, they could become brittle, and then they'll start to dent and frail at the edges. This
That's
is
when I
to
make
help
new
us all.
axes.
Right. Well, that is true. She's like, okay. Okay. Just keep sipping her tea.
And as the three of you are slowly beginning to catch up, we come down to the bottom floor of the entryway of the fortress, the headquarters of the guard. And as soon as the door flies open, Bradley stops abruptly as he almost runs into yet another mouse. And kind of stops and like looks at him, wide eyes, as Priscilla, you see this very young mouse, just full of energy, full of whimsy, just wide eyes, big ears, kind of like looking at you. She's like, "Oh, I am so sorry. I almost ran into another person. Maybe Miss Fiora's right. I have to slow down and untunnel my vision."
Oh my stars! You're going to cause an accident. That speed.
Yeah, I really need to. Maybe I should talk to somebody about my tunnel vision. I've run into 2 mice. I've hit like about 4 walls down the coming downstairs. I almost tripped down the stairs. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm rambling. Are you reporting for duty?
Yes. I have a letter.
Ah, perfect. I'm Bradley. I am Robin's steward, but he's released me for the night, said to, start the festivities early. So I'm on my way home to spend some time with my mom and my sisters. He's up in his office. I think Miss Fiora's up there with him as well. But yeah, as he kind of like steps to the side to like let you into the room first before exiting.
Bradley, one thing. They're saying you might. Someone said you had tunnel vision. Are you sure you perhaps can see clearly?
Oh yeah, I have. I am a very perceptive individual. It's just when I start to run, I just focus on what's ahead of me, and that has me barreling down on things and through people.
But if you trip and fall, you're not going to get there faster. The more times you trip and fall and stop and have to get up, essentially that slows you down. So you were actually moving slower.
Yes, I think that's why I'm a steward and not a patrol mouse. They say I need to calm my nerves and focus more. But I'm trying. I'm making progress.
Did Miss Fiona have anything for you to help you calm down?
She said she didn't have a possible cure for tunnel vision yet. But maybe she'll have time, while you all are on reserve duty to research any possible cures or causes for tunnel vision.
I think perhaps just something that would just slow you down generally.
Maybe after holidays I should talk to Dr. Josephine, see if she has anything to like calm nerves or calm fast. I don't know.
Yes. Well, I won't. You enjoy your time with.
Thank you. Well, enjoy your time doing reserve stuff. You might see me you might see me tomorrow. I do help out Robin, but again, he told me to go home tonight, so I'm going home tonight.
And you have a good rest, have a good meal, breathe deeply. Just breathe deep.
Yeah, I won't have
Think
to.
happy thoughts.
I won't have to have a mug of the bean juice tonight.
Oh, don't. Oh my goodness. Whatever.
As you can see
Terrible.
that, like, as he's sitting there, he's got kind of like a very like hyperactive tick to him, like he's just like overfueled at the moment.
Bradley, this bean juice thing. Perhaps that's not not so much of it.
Oh, it's okay. I've only had 4 cups today.
Oh my god! All today?
Yeah, I mean
Oh,
that's kind of low for me. I usually average about 5 to 7, depending on the workflow. But it keeps me going and keeps me focused.
Bradley, perhaps you should ask for an assistant to help you. So you're trying. Perhaps you're with that much of that sort of thing. I mean, that could be going on so fast you do the work of 2 mice. And if you're doing that much work, perhaps there needs to be a second mouse.
Oh no, I got it. You can't have 2 stewards, because then we're going to be running into each other trying to do the same thing.
Well, if you move much faster, you'll be in 2 places at once. This is just. Oh my goodness. You go home, relax, breathe deeply. Don't drink anything more like perhaps some cider.
Yeah, maybe some cider. Cider may calm me down. So he kind of looks outside. He's like, huh, that's a lot of stairs. I wonder. He like reaches into like his into his bag, and he takes like just like what looks to just to be like this like small like grease like lubricant, and he like rubs it on his paws. He's like, okay, I'll see you later. And he runs and he jumps and he just begins to ride the rail of the stairs down to the bottom.
Oh. Priscilla covers her eyes with her paws, but forgets she has her pince-nez glasses on and ends up with paw prints all over. So then she's taken those off. She's taken out a silk handkerchief and she's cleaning them off as she walks up the stairs.
And as you make your way up the stairs, Priscilla, can you give a description as to what Priscilla looks like and what she has been up to for the past year?
Okay. Priscilla is a very average looking mouse. She's a gray color. She wears a pale mauve cloak because a mauve cloak symbolizes creativity. She has somehow managed to find a thimble and somehow managed to keep that balanced on her head as a little hat. And she carries a rapier that in fact is a sewing needle, probably that went with the thimble. And she's found an even tinier thimble that she has turned into the, or had turned into the end of the rapier to cover her paw. She's got a little crossbody pouch, and if you could see inside, you'd see that there's all sorts of sewing things in it. And she has a large square of silk, which is folded very, very carefully and tiny. And when expanded, is quite large and is actually bigger than a mouse arm span or paw to paw. She's 20 years, well, I guess she'd be 21 years old now. And she is very fond of sewing, crafting, comes from a family that is known for working with spiders to harvest their silk. So she is able to, she had learned how to work silk.
And as you make your way up to like the officer's floor of the headquarters, you hear a bit of conversation going on inside Robin's office, as it sounds like you're not the first one here.
So she'll continue. Now, did you want to know what she was up to? for the year?
Oh
or is
yeah,
that
yeah.
Okay.
No, we're just gonna
So
glaze over it. Move on.
okay, moving along. No, over the she was there until the weather cleared enough that she could make a trip back to her home village, which is Spruce Tuck, and she had helped her family with the harvest of silk and some weaving. And her motive there was to acquire some silk to speak with other seamstresses and sewers and tailors to get some ideas for things that could be uh, crafted. She's very much always trying to come up with new ideas and think of different things. And she was quite taken with the idea. She's very, very kind of taken with the idea of mice being able to glide like flying squirrels. So she's always looking for ways that she could make that happen rather than just being dependent upon finding an appropriate leaf and grabbing the end. Something where she could make something almost like a parachute or something that would go between the paws to make it so that if a mouse was to jump off, something would fly. So she's been working on that. And but she's come back now. She has a letter that she's being called for reserve duty, and she's anxious to see her.
And you make your way up to Robin's office, door slightly ajar. Sounds like a couple of your friends are already there, waiting for the rest of the group.
So, using the little handle part of her rapier, she's going to knock on the door. Hello?
Come on in. The door's open.
Oh, great. Hello, everyone.
Oh, Priscilla, wonderful to see you again.
Very good to see all of you as well. Is that tea brewing I smell?
Yes, of course. Please get yourself a cup. We're just waiting for the rest of the gang.
Oh, okay. Have you encountered Bradley?
Yes.
Every day, yes.
I'm a little concerned about Bradley.
Is there something wrong with the boy?
Well, he's talking about this bean juice. Did he tell you how much of it
Oh,
he's
yes, he
consuming?
loves the stuff.
Oh my goodness gracious. And he's just absolutely spinning.
The boy
going
has a
to
lot
slow
of
down.
enthusiasm, yes.
But he's going to cause an accident.
I'm sure
He
he'll
went-
be okay.
Do you know how he went down the stairs when I saw him leave? He greased
He
his
didn't-
paws and he
Oh,
slid.
no, not again.
Oh.
I did notice he needs a little more discipline.
Told him numerous times not to do that when there are other people around.
So it's fine if no one's around.
I mean, I appreciate enthusiasm, but
Well, if nobody sees it, there's not a problem.
Very true.
yes, but a steward with little casts on his paws or a little cast on his foot is not going to be helpful to you.
The boy is just eager. He's durable. He'll be fine.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm not an elderly mouse, but I find quite reckless.
Was that not the point of being young? Is to be reckless? Were we not all reckless in our youth? Well, most of you still in your youth. I was quite reckless in my youth. It's fine.
Me as well. It's all part of life. It's how we learn.
Well, I've never seen anything quite like that.
The best
think we'll
lesson
have
is
some-
one learned firsthand.
That will be one. I won't bother learning that one myself. Thank you. I'll just have some tea.
Of course. Here you go.
You're looking well, Fiona. Have you been? You look like you've been out and about somehow. Very refreshed.
Yes, thank you. I have been traveling quite a bit since we've last met, so not too much to report. Fascinating to be, but quite dull, I'm sure, for many others. But I'm hoping with some of my gained knowledge will come in handy with whatever our mission is today. So, pretty much like what Robin said, I enjoy the enthusiasm, especially in the younger mice I'm seeing in all of you. So, I'm excited to see what you have to show this time around. It'll be fascinating to be back together again.
Well, I have been working on this idea of mice flying, like squirrel.
Interesting, like a contraption of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I'd very much like to see that. Hopefully
Well,
we
not
can.
not indoors, and
Oh no,
not Bradley.
no,
Although he
no,
might
that
be
that
a
boy.
really good mouse to try that out, actually.
Enthusiastic enough, for sure. I feel like once we get him just a little more focused, would be good. Nothing wrong with his enthusiasm. I quite enjoy it, but Robin, do you see him being focused from time to time?
The boy is focused most of the time. He's just excited around the holidays.
Oh, can't blame him for that.
He sounded quite excited about eating Mother's cooking.
Yes, he rarely gets home in time for a hot meal.
She's making a berry pie. I'd be excited
You
too.
don't send him home to eat warm meals. You make him eat his meals cold.
Well, I don't make the boy do anything. As I said, he's quite eager, and he has adopted the policy of if I am at work, he is at work.
He doesn't
enthusiasm.
go home when you tell him to.
I don't tend to order the boy around. I ask him to do things. I present tasks to him and leave it up to his discretion.
It sounds like the same thing.
Not everyone is quite as literal as you are, Squeakus.
I don't understand. Let's go back to sipping
I
tea.
know. I know you don't. And that's why we love you.
As this conversation is going on, we find our way outside of the guard headquarters. A light snow has started to set upon on the village. As Talon, you are slowly making your way towards the base of the stairs as this small white dormouse comes flying off of the railing. It sort of like quickly tucks, does a little flip, and like lands in front of you with like a skid, sort of in like quasi like Superman, like not Superman but superhero pose. He stands up and he just kind of like brushes all the snow out of his fur and flakes it off of his like soft teal cloak. Like, sorry about that. I'm just trying to get home quick tonight. I could have hot dinner.
With agility like that, have you ever thought of becoming a scout mouse?
Scout mouse. You know, I've never thought of that. Does tunnel vision affect it?
Yes and no.
Yeah. Apparently, I've been diagnosed with tunnel vision. And Miss Fior says there's like not a cure for it just yet. So, I'm hoping she's able to cure it somehow by the end of the winter.
Well, tunnel vision can be useful when you're tracking,
I
but a
am
detriment if you're trying to be a lookout.
I am good at tracking things down. I am Robin's steward, and they have me track things down for him all the time.
And he makes you run like that?
Oh no, I do this on myself.
Save your energy, young mouse.
But I have so much I have to do.
And you will be able to do it all in good time. Do not rush. Take your time.
A lot of people are telling me to take my time today and not drink the bean juice.
I'm not going to say you shouldn't, but there's a time.
I don't have any after like 10
In the morning or at night?
at night. I
Oh,
tend
my
I
little
tend
mouse.
I tend to
You
get
need to
one-
sleep.
I tend to get like one final double serving in like around like 9:45 for like the long evening hours before sleep catches up to me.
Well, you should hurry along.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right.
You obviously had somewhere to be quite quickly.
Are you here for the reserves?
I am.
Well, have fun with that. You'll probably see me around a little bit. I'm Bradley, by the way. Like, as he's saying that, he just like scampers off, and like you could tell the kid is wired with the way that he's moving down the street.
Reckless, but potential.
And Talon, as you're making your way up into the headquarters and up into the officers area, can you give us a little description of what Talon looks like and what he's been up to for the past year?
Absolutely. So Talon is a rust red colored mouse with white belly and fin. He wears a fairly long black cloak. And new additions as of late have been a small set of pauldrons to go with it, to hold the cloak in place. On his back, he carries, for a mouse, what is quite a large shield, as well as a sword to go with it. As for what he's been up to for the past year, he's been back home in Lockhaven, practicing more about doing smithing, as well as training new mouse recruits.
You slowly begin to make your ascent up the stairs, and you find your way to Robin's office, where there seems to be a definite discussion about mice flying and using Bradley as sort of a test dummy for a potential invention of Priscilla's.
Well, if you're trying to make mouse fly, Priscilla, he got good air at the bottom of the stairs off the railing.
Oh dear.
He landed gracefully, too. No nose in the snow or whiskers in the dirt to go with it.
Oh, he landed this time. That's good.
Oh, well, perhaps there's potential there,
With energy like that, you'd make a wonderful scout.
Oh, you're not trying to recruit him, are you? He's my steward, after all.
Every mouse needs a little bit of good adventure in their lives.
You're not
He
wrong.
has a point.
It might slow him down, cause him to pay a little more attention to his surroundings.
It would help his tunnel vision.
Now it
I'm not
really
going to
sounds
assure
like
you
you're
of
all
that.
trying to recruit my steward.
Apologies. Just thinking ahead is all. Although, I'm starting to think of some ideas of what could help him with his tunnel vision. Come later.
Sure, there will be plenty of opportunity for that. I think we are in for a very docile winter.
Indeed.
And with that, Talon's going to unhook the little harness that holds on the pauldrons and the sword and the shield and set them in a corner.
Would you like some tea? I have some set up while we wait. I think we're missing one more.
That would be lovely.
Excellent. Make him a cup.
And as you pour Talon a cup, we go down into one of the lower areas of the headquarters, down into the kitchens, as a couple hot roaring fires are cooking evening meals. A couple pies lay cooling on a couple racks, and a couple dozen of freshly baked chocolate chip cookies are out cooling themselves, as we find Rupert inside. And as Rupert, as you are taking in the sights and the smells, happy to be back in such a bustling kitchen after a year, a small large wide brimmed hat mouse walks in with a large stick. He kind of like waves at you. He's like, "Ah, Rupert, you got wrangled in for reserve guard too, huh?"
Seems like it.
Well, if my spell goes according to plan, it should be a very happy holiday time, so nothing bad should happen.
Are you saying that your spell makes more cookies appear?
If I get the spell right, it should bolster everybody's joy by tenfold. So I'm guessing about 10 more cookies.
I'm gonna need bigger cheek pouch.
Speaking of which,
That's a good thing. Yeah.
Perfect. And he kind of like waddles on over, pulls out a stool and stands on it, and he just like takes like 3 of the cookies and he puts them into a small bag and ties them to his pouch. He's like, and he waddles back down. He's like, "You didn't see me."
He quickly takes the other 9 cookies and just shoves them in his cheek pouches. There he goes, "Jill,
See,
I didn't see you."
and I didn't see you. And he just like quickly runs out of the kitchen with a mouthful, like cheeks full of chocolate chip cookies. Rupert, you get the feeling that maybe you should make yourself scarce as well.
It's probably time to go report to the boss anyway.
Yep. As you find your way out of the kitchens and up the stairs, can you give a little description as to what Rupert looks like and what he's been up to for the past year?
Yes. So he still has his satellite dishes for years. And that year has been kind to him, as he's even rounder than he used to be and even more hamster-like than he used to be. There may or may not have been, rumors thrown around that his mother was a hamster, even though she isn't. But
Stop.
that being said, his year itself has been very much funny enough. He's probably the one out of the whole gang that's been missing in action the most. As he didn't remember most of the events because, again, we got our memory wipes and everything. It had left him with a bit of character development in the sense that he had faced a lot of his fears last winter, and while he doesn't remember facing them, it had left him with a little bit more courage. And being that his main hobby is weather watching, he spent a lot of time on his back in the fields watching the sky, coming home, stuffing his cheeks full of food, and then just going right back out. He still looks much like the picture you guys can see on the Twitch stream, where he's still this cream-colored, hamster-looking mouse with a lot of little pine cone armor being worn. He still has his little blow dart, blowgun, and slingshot. His white cloak isn't quite white anymore. With all the dust and dirt and everything he's been exposed to, it's probably grayed out a little bit over the years. But overall, same now 22-year-old mouse. maybe with a bit more of a taste for adventure, though, compared to how he was before. A little less of a complete coward. Still gonna take safety over bravery, but we've grown a little in that year.
And you now, with a cheeks full of chocolate chip cookies and whatever else you may have swiped from the kitchens,
Yes.
you find your way up to the officers' area of the fortress, and you can hear familiar voices coming from Robin's office, and the smell of a very appetizing smelling tea.
Okay. He'll knock, even if the door is slightly opened, before heading in. And he'll simply walk up and say, "You wanted to see me, sure?"
Wonderful. The last of us have arrived.
Yeah, sorry. I had to make a little detour to the kitchen. I totally didn't see Bradley there, by the way. Promise.
To the kitchen. So they serving something good today?
He kind of looks embarrassed a little bit.
Not anymore.
I guess you could say they were, sir.
She.
The disappointment is immeasurable and his days are in.
It's like, I wanted a cookie.
Oh, he'll pull out a cookie from the cheek pouch and be, "You want one, sir?"
No, that's quite all right. You enjoy them.
Anyone? Okay, more for me then.
Quite all right. But here, just to help wash them down, as she does hand you a cup of tea. This
Well,
may help a little.
I'm not washing them down just yet. I want to savor them a bit, but sure, I'll take the tea. I'm
Of
much
course.
like my meese and hamsters would. He sips at one little sip at a time as he drinks out his tea.
Is that how all the mice? It's just like the hamster with the water thing. We just go.
Kind
Is
of,
that
yeah.
how we- just
I mean, that's how Rupert's drinking. You guys drink how I ain't gonna tell you how to drink your juice, but yeah.
And as the guard, or this year's reserve guard for the winter season, all gathers in Rupert's office, let's go ahead and take a quick break here so we can get up, stretch our legs, freshen up our drinks, all that fun stuff. And when we come back, we could go ahead and do the drawing for December.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
So for
Fox
those
beat me
that
to it.
may have joined after the stream started and didn't catch how to enter, we do currently have the giveaway open. All you have to do is type !December in the Twitch chat. That will get you into the drawing, which will happen as soon as we come back from break.
All right, and stick with us, everybody. We will be back in about 5 minutes.
prettiest mug on
And
the planet.
we're back.
It
Oh
came with,
God.
filled with stuff, so it's big.
Oh, like what? I mean, they have that too, like the holiday ones. They'll have those, but they're usually like skinny, and I'm like, oh, I think that's just deceiving, and it's not quite 15. They're just making it look like it, but I can always test it. They're usually not too expensive.
Laugh every time Rojan has to check to make sure he actually turned everything on and say I'm back, because we just carry on our conversation as if
Yep.
he didn't say
We have to
shit.
finish it. We have to finish.
You've got a whole pile of like shiny people as players. We will have to finish a conversation, otherwise we have no idea what's going on.
It's like,
Mhm.
we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up. We know we're live. We just
I
gotta
know.
finish real quick.
I'm just letting y'all know that we're back, and
Like, oh shit.
yeah, that we're back, and to play the wrap it up music for whatever conversation you're going on, so it just doesn't continue after you get the point across.
Yeah.
But
Sorry about
yeah,
big mugs, so we cannot lie.
Speaking of wrapping things up,
Segue.
we have a giveaway to close.
drink this
So I'll
the
give,
other way so people can see what's on it.
yes, the Lego mug. Give everyone a few more seconds here to get in on that giveaway if you haven't already, or closing it up and drawing a potential winner.
Yeah, I have a beautiful wife who got me some dice already, so I'm giving everybody else a chance.
Oh, you think I'm done?
No, I'm just saying you've already spoiled
Never
me, so
done.
Our
Although
dice-
I'm not
you
sure
ever
if
have
I
enough
bought you any dice this year. I don't know if I bought him dice this year.
Oh.
Again, can you ever have enough dice?
I mean,
I still got 3 weeks.
dice, or yeah, I was gonna say, Christmas is right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see who the possibly lucky person is. Azarin. Azarin, are you still here?
Hey. I saw he was excited for those.
Hey, what did you win, Azarin?
More dice.
Or dice. Yes, that will do. So congratulations, Azarin. I will make a note on our spreadsheet here. For those of you that entered but did not win, don't worry. We have plenty more dice to give away all month long.
We do. Depending on if there's any left over, we might have a couple spares after, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
New Year's, new dice. All right.
Always.
Well, so after
I love this.
just
Sorry.
the
I
little
love the
holiday music.
It's just so cute. It's just so perfect. It gets me all like, I'm just happy. It's just happy music.
It does make you feel good. My kids have been requesting Christmas music in the car on our drive to drop them off at school and daycare in the morning. That puts me in a really good mood for the rest of the day.
This is actually this is like the 2013 like Christmas music from Animal Crossing.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
But yeah, after everyone after the group catches up for a little bit, discusses what's been going on in their lives and everything, everyone settles down into not really settles down, but claims a bunk in the barracks for evenings when work is going to be running a little long. But it is the winter season. Most mice do not travel outside of town. Most dangers aren't going to find you in town, and some of the larger creatures are even hibernating for the winter. So now is the time to just stay in, keep warm, and enjoy the company of one another. Though every now and then weird things happen, and that's why a reserve guard is on duty. But as all of you are setting up in the bunk area, you feel a slight tug on your cloak, Fiora. Fiora, is Timothy is just like tugging on your cloak, trying to get your attention.
Timothy, how are you?
Wonderful. I'm working on a spell right now. But you see, there's something very specific I need. And you're like the most plant lady I know. You wouldn't happen to have like some holly and berries on you?
I always have berries on me. Let me see what I have in my sack. Do I need to roll for this, or can I just like say yeah?
You can just say yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because it is that time of year, and traveling back, I'm sure it's a very much a berry you'd find in the winter. So yeah, she will have a nice handful of holly berries. She'll have, and she'll be like, "Is this enough? Is this what you're looking for?"
These are perfect. This is the last component I need for my spell, and well,
Oh.
I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but if it goes off the way I expect it to go off, there will be 10 times the amount of joy in the town this year.
Oh my. So this is a brand new spell, or is it something from one of your books?
Funny enough, it's a book that was given to me by my grandfather. He said that some passerby in the town said that they had some notes that they had taken while keeping an eye on the tall folk. And, you know, there were, and like, I'm interested in the tall folk. I'm interested in the fairies that are in the forest. I want to meet them. And so he thought maybe it was good reading material. And I found this little incantation that was tucked away in the book.
Oh my. Well, hopefully it's not too terribly dangerous. You're still
no danger
the
whatsoever.
apprentice, of course.
No danger whatsoever.
Oh, good. Well, I wish you the best of luck, and you'll have to show us if it is successful. I would love to see it.
I mean, if you want to come, I'm gonna make the final preparations in a small chamber that I have in the basement, and you can all watch as I perform it.
You know what? We do have to grab supplies before we head off, so I don't see why not. I think everyone else would be in the festivities mood to see if it works.
This is like his eyes get big. He's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go set up down in the basement. Really hope the cauldron's still down there. I need the cauldron. Oh, I need to grab the bell from my room. Yeah, can't bring holiday joy without a bell. Just like as he's just like starts running off, and he's like muttering to himself, like running through like a mental checklist of everything that he needs.
Oh my, the youth nowadays, just their enthusiasm is so jealous of it all. It's gonna go and make her way to the others and kind of let them know what's going on. I think it would be in the holiday spirit to maybe go check it out, and some of the supplies we need are down there, so two birds, as they say.
This is happening in the basement, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a lot of stairs. I better start my way down there now.
Well, the tea should have hopefully loosened up your bones a bit to help with that. I'll help you otherwise.
Yeah, heavily leans on his staff with each step, and he makes his way down the stairs. It's like both feet on one step. Okay, now the next step. Both feet onto the next step. Okay, now the next step.
Just need to invent one of those the seat for like people like in wheelchairs to go down.
Yeah, the chairlift.
Little crane. Yes, chairlift. There you go. Yeah, just have a little crane so we can get you up and down the stairs.
Nah, he just needs to follow Bradley's example and just grind down the rail.
Ah, there we go. But how will he get back up?
Somebody's got to carry him.
Sounds like
Yeah.
somebody should invent an elevator for this place.
This is your part of your training. Carry him back up.
Maybe there is
Okay.
already an
This is where
elevator,
to try and carry him.
and this is just a test of your patience.
Oh my god.
Squeakers is now going to attempt to carry him.
Okay.
Squeakers was given a task.
Oh god. Carry him back up. Not down. Up.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I heard carry. I'm
sorry.
carrying him now.
Oh yeah. No. When they're down in the
No.
basement. Carry him
Squeakers!
back up.
Squeakers! I wasn't listening. I'm carrying him now.
Oh my.
Don't you dare.
Squeakers stairs.
So you all slowly make your way down the numerous flights of spiral staircases around the inside of this tree, and you finally find yourself down in one of the supply basements. And it's a bit cold down here. Though this is also where they keep some of the alcoholic beverages and the wines and whatnot down here to chill. Because nobody likes drinking warm wine. And as you find your way through the rows of the stockpiled goods for the winter for the guard, what just happened?
Were we not supposed to hear ominous music?
No, like the music on my end died. Give me a second. There we go.
Timothy has the hag bell. Oh god. Or the bell from the frickin' ship stuck in the mountaintops.
That was a hag bell.
That was the hag bell? That's right. That was a hag bell.
Yeah.
That's right.
You find your way into like the back part of the basement where Timothy has like pushed aside a couple boxes and crates of just stored goods, and he's got a large like iron cauldron in the center of the room, a small archaic circle around it with very intricate and like very focused runes drawn in small chalk. Like around the outside of the circle, you can see little paw prints as to where like he stepped in the chalk a couple times, and you can pretty much trace his footsteps throughout the area. He's got a couple torches around this area as well to give him a little bit of light down here so he can see what he's doing. And he's brought whatever's inside this cauldron to a boil. And as you walk in, he kind of like gives you just like this very wide grin and like waves to everybody. Oh, good. I was hoping somebody would come down here. That way, if all of this works, I have witnesses and I can prove to everybody that magic actually can be done by us.
If you're going to be doing some magic, you do remember our rules, right, Timothy? If you make a mess, you are responsible for cleaning it up.
Yes, of course. I clean up all my messes.
And no magic that is going to harm anyone.
No, magic should not harm anyone. Magic is only to help.
And nothing loud enough to wake everyone up if they're asleep.
Oh, no, that's why we're in the basement. That way nobody can hear us. Because he like pulls out this very like pristine looking bell. I got to ring this a couple times, and I didn't want anybody mad at me that I woke them up. I took precautions.
As long as you're doing magic responsibly, I suppose it's all right.
Magic should only be done responsibly. At least that's what some of the tall folks say, anyway.
I do have a question about that. do we have to hear the bell in order for it to work, or is that just part of the whole?
Oh, it's part of the incantation. The bell is supposed to summon the joy from around and amplify it.
Oh, perfect. As she's gonna start slowly folding her ears in, because if she has sensitive hearing because of her one of her abilities,
Mhm.
so she's just like,
Just
I'm
lower the
sensitive.
flaps.
So yeah, just like
Okay. He's like, okay, well, all right. First off, the sweet treats, and he like rummages around a bag and he grabs like these three chocolate chip cookies that he lifted from the kitchens, and he mashes them up in his hands, and he like whispers a small incantation under his breath, and he throws them into the cauldron. Like, these represent childhood innocence and the want for sweetness and joy everywhere, and he throws them in. Like, and then the tinsel. He kind of just like he takes the strand of tinsel and he just strips the silvery garlands off of it, and he just lets them fall in to the cauldron as a soft like silverish light begins to form in the cauldron itself. It's like the beauty and the joy of the holidays. And then yes, a holly. He takes it and he sort of just like very gingerly just drops the entirety of the sprigs and the berries in together for the love of everyone during the holidays. And now, where is it? I forgot the spoon. My stick will work. He takes it, like the little staff that he has, and he starts stirring it around. He's like coming to himself. Like, okay, it's brought to a very soft, silvery glow. And now the bells. And looks at the book. Ring it 4 times as loud as I can. And he lifts the bell over his head and he rings it once. And there's just like a very loud ringing reverberation that echoes through the basement. Louder than it should. Like, it should just be the little ding-a-ling, and it's just, it's like a chime. Just like almost a church bell going off. And as it does, a small like ripple of sound just carries out throughout the basement, even covering your ears. It's jarring. He goes back, rings the bell again, and as he does, you can see that there's some sort of reaction inside the cauldron as the light begins to change from a silver to like a blue, and then to a green, and to a red, as you just begin to see this small multicolored light. I don't know why I have a fork in my hand. Begin to come out of this cauldron. You could see the excitement in Timothy's eyes as he rings the bell again. And as he does, this small, very multicolored, what looks to be egg, forms. And he's like, one more. And he rings the bell. And as he does, there's just the shockwave that's sent out as the egg looks like it begins to rot, as it begins to fall apart, and it falls into the cauldron. He's like, no, that's not right. No, that's, and he's like quickly like flipping through the pages of the book. The bell itself begins to like hum on its own, and then it vanishes. He's like, what just happened? The bells aren't supposed to do that.
Was that the magic?
What a trick.
And then you hear just this loud, feral sounding honking of a goose in the distance.
Oh no.
as
I've never heard that
He
somewhere
returneth.
before.
this large wing just erupts out of the cauldron, just covered in this multi like colored liquid as it just this goose begins to pull itself out of the cauldron. It's out of the cauldron and onto the
no.
basement floor, and just flaps its wings out, just like spraying the entire room and all of you in this strange multicolored liquid. And as he looks at all of you, he just like rears his head back and lets out another belting honk.
Fucking seagull meme.
As he does, you don't know if it's because of the liquid or what, but you feel shielded as something hits you and then extends outward. And then everything is pulled back in as you can just see colors and lights begin to be pulled from like from the basement walls of the keep into the goose. And he like looks over to Timothy, who now is just wide-eyed in terror and questioning as to what went wrong, as it reaches out and like grabs him and tucks him into a wing and then vanishes.
Oh dear.
Was that supposed to happen?
Judging from his reaction, I don't think so. Question. Like we're in a Meese-size basement. I'm assuming this is not a full goose.
Oh
How
no, it's a
big was-
full goose. It's a full goose.
Oh! Oh!
My.
Oh my.
It probably made a mess on its way out, didn't it?
Oh my. That's not good. Oh.
Did Timothy leave his book behind, or was that in his hands
The
when
book,
he was?
the book is like on the floor.
I would like to rush over to that book and skim through it, see if there's anything in it about what we just witnessed.
Sure.
Yeah, same idea.
Let me pull up your character sheet here, Robin. How are you going to go about this? Like, what sort of skill are you thinking of doing for your investigation of this book?
I think I don't think I have a skill that's really gonna boost my rolls here, so maybe just relying on my will or my nature.
Okay. Let's go ahead and make it your will.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. 4, 5, and 6 are successes, right?
Correct.
That is 4 successes.
4 successes, nice. And you pick up the book, and thankfully the page is still open as to where this incantation was at. And you could see that he's followed the steps precisely. And it should have went off. If it were magic, it should have went off without a hitch. Joy should have been increased in the town. Just something corrupted the spell is all you could think of. Maybe a rotten ingredient, maybe some sort of dust or something inside the basement got in the cauldron. You're not really sure what to make of it. You're not somebody who's practiced in magic and probably don't really have like a strong belief that it existed for your kind.
And the book itself, like looking at the cover of the book, What does the book itself look like?
The book itself is more of a standard field journal that a scout mouse would have on them at times when they go out on patrols or anything, just making quick notations of trails or gatherings of animals or possible dangers. Yet as you flip through these pages, all of them seem to be notations on tall folk in the area, almost as if this scout mouse had been keeping an eye on their movements.
That eliminates one theory, at least, since wanted to make sure it wasn't secretly like the tome of vile gooseness or something.
The tome of vile gooseness.
I don't even begin to understand what just happened, but we're going to have to find a way to bring him back.
Agreed. I wonder if it went wrong because he was looking for a spoon and he didn't use a spoon. What if it's that detailed?
Does the book specifically say a spoon?
Nope. It just says to stir the liquid inside the cauldron until it reaches a certain color.
I don't have the book, so I'm just contemplating, theorizing.
You might not be wrong. There could have been something on his staff that shouldn't have been in the cauldron when he stuck his staff in the cauldron.
Magic seems to be quite tedious and
Yes,
very
there's a
specific.
reason mice don't and can't do it.
Well, he was certainly on to something. We can't deny that. I mean, we witnessed it. But it
Please
was more of a
Please
summoning.
don't encourage him.
Does it
Well,
say
I enjoyed
anything
enthusiasm.
about the bell? Like, kind of a bell? Or where did he get the bell?
And you said the bell vanished, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was there anything about the bell while we were watching him ring it? Was there anything about the bell that any of us would recognize as strange or
It was
notable?
It was louder than a normal bell, that was for sure.
Does it say anything in the book though about the bell? A bell.
It calls for it calls for the ringing of a silvered bell.
And his bell matched that description.
As far as you could tell, yes. You're muted.
Well, I mean, he just disappeared. It's not like following his trail will be easy, but I'm sure we can find some clues somewhere where he might have gone.
The sooner we start acting on this, the better, I think.
I agree. We all know what the goose represents around this time of year, and it's very unsettling. Should not be running amok like that, especially with one of our own in its captivity.
Yes, we should find Timothy right away.
Does the book have a name in it anywhere of the author, the original author? As they were taking notes, did they sign their name anywhere?
In the front, it does say property of Rigby Stoutheart. And being somebody in like a ranking officer's position, you know a little about Stoutheart. He another one of those young mice that have like have ambition, way too much of it. You know that the guard hasn't really assigned anyone specifically to the tracking or study of the tall folk. Is usually just stay away from them. but it seems that instead of keeping to his duties that is he's been assigned, Stoutheart has been more and more ingraining himself in the movement patterns and the behaviors of the tall folk.
Do I know, I guess, A, if Rigby is still alive, and B, if they are, where they are?
Go ahead and give me another roll here. You can go ahead and you have leader, right?
I have instructor.
Go ahead and give me instructor along with your will.
This is a lot of dice. I wish I could roll this many dice in D&D.
Right?
Damn, that is 7 successes.
7 successes.
Whoa.
You, for a fact, know that Stoutheart should be in town. That the last patrol that he went out on, everyone came back secure. And given that it is the winter season, most scouting parties aren't going to be sent out until after the snow thaws and everything. So he should be at his home, as he's not in the reserves around this time of year.
Okay, so I think Robin is just going to tuck that book away in his cloak and look at everyone. Everyone with me. And then very slowly make his way up the stairs.
Chris, can you Robin, please?
I can walk. It's all right.
Didn't you say we were in a hurry?
Let me have my dignity for a little while longer. And along the way to where we're headed, if I have to stop somewhere to like actually get his address, I will. But otherwise, if I just happen to know where he may live,
I would
go
say
straight
with
there.
7 successes, you know specifically where Rigby lives.
Okay, and then that is where I'm leading everybody and informing everybody along the way that we are going to the house of the author of the book that Timothy was using.
Do you provide the name?
Yeah, I think I'd say Rigby Stoutheart at some point along the line.
Talon, you know that name very well. Rigby has always been a decent scout out in the field, but he lets his mind wander a bit too much and at times can let the whimsy of his thoughts sidetrack him. And in the past 6 months or so, he has been obsessed with documenting as much as he can about the tall folk, to the point to where he's shirked duties or he's vanished during scouting patrols and always comes up with plausible excuses, but it seems one of those, like, it happens way too much to only him for it to be 100% plausible.
Ah, yes, that mouse.
You're familiar.
He's a little scattered to be a scout, but he occasionally does good work.
Let's hope that this is one of those occasions, because I believe he is our only lead at the moment.
He does have an unhealthy obsession, so...
And you find your way outside and down the steps of the large fortress tree, what you call your home base. You find you just make your way through the streets of the city to a small home located just a couple blocks from the HQ. Though as you come across it, you begin to notice something is off in the streets. Everything feels dull, colorless. Everything just seems to be a little more drained than it should.
Like something sort of sucked the joy out of the place.
Yeah.
Oh my, I think the spell did quite the opposite of what little Timothy was trying to achieve.
So it would seem.
Hmm.
Sooner we correct this, the better.
And
You're
so
going to chocolate
close.
cookies, and my cheap pouch don't taste as good.
It was
Such a
adorable.
Such a shame that he threw the remainder of the cookies into the cauldron. They looked quite tasty.
Maybe he can give up magic and just take up baking.
I give you one, but they don't taste too good anymore.
We'll have plenty once this is all over.
Indeed, and this close to the festivities, the sooner the better, otherwise it'll be a very dreary holiday.
Oh, no. Poor Bradley was looking forward to that nice hot meal. Now it's going to be all dull.
Oh, I wonder if his mood will be dulled as well. Do we see anyone on the streets or anything?
You do, and like everybody has like a very like dour expression on their face, and they're moving at maybe half speed. Like it's just like they're just existing to existing, and there is just no joy in life at the moment.
I've read a book about this one time where there was a village of what I think were trolls, and if they don't eat a particular creature, they don't gain happiness. So they are just dreary all the time. And move much like this.
Damn it, now that song's in my head.
How dare you?
Ain't happening. Feeling.
As you come to Rigby's home, you don't see a hearth fire inside. You don't hear anybody. With like the small window that's sort of being held open with a stick, you don't necessarily feel as if anybody is home.
I will rap quite loudly on his door with my staff.
You rap on the door and there's no answer.
Which one of you is feeling nimble? We have a nimble mouse in our midst, and we have an open window.
Ah, I think I can make it into that.
And
This
it's
is a sanctioned break-in, so don't worry.
Sanctioned.
and the window is low enough to where I don't necessarily need you to roll anything. You're able to slip into the room or into the house, and it is abandoned at the moment. There is nobody home. Though you do see laying on their pillow is a small sheaf of paper. You're muted.
Well, I'm going to unlock the door for everybody first.
Okay.
And snatch the sheaf of paper off of the bed.
You snatch it off the bed, and it's a very quickly written note that just says, "I'm off to spend the winter observing the tall folk. Do not worry about me. I will be back in time for first of the year patrols. Rigby.
Damn you, Rigby, and your unhealthy obsession. Well, we either have to track down Rigby or track down the other problem. But which do you want me to do, Robin?
Which do you feel would be easiest and quickest?
Considering he has gone off to observe the tall folk again. This could be a very long and very obnoxious journey. Or we track a random goose where we have no idea where it went.
Yes, it did just vanish, didn't it?
There might be tracks somewhere. Maybe. Maybe
I
it just
am
vanished
curious.
from that area.
I'd like to have a good look around and see if anything pops up.
In Rigby's home?
Rigby's home and even outside, just sort of any trace of anything that might lead us to one or the other.
I would like to assist if that's possible.
That
there's,
is.
loose tracks.
So go ahead and give me, I'll let you do a scout roll, and you can tack on your nature, and since you are being assisted, you can add another 1d6.
So he just rolls?
Yeah, he just rolls.
Okay.
If you provide assistance to another mouse, it just gives them an additional d6 to roll.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, because I'm definitely looking outside. Counting all those successes. Look at him.
You're muted.
And you're muted.
6 successes?
Nice.
Ah, nice.
So as you begin to scout, or you begin to investigate around the inside of his house, Fiona goes around the outside. And as you both begin to search, you find something strange. The outside of their house, tucked away near like the baseboard outside, is a strange marking of a singular white feather. It looks like it's just been drawn on the house by like chalk. And on the inside, you don't know where he's gotten this, but their pillow is full of goose feathers.
He's murdered a goose.
Or they were a gift from his new goose patron.
He's a warlock now.
Can we have Goose Patron Warlock in D&D Rojan?
It's just the fiend. It just replaces fiend with goose.
Yes.
Or old one with goose.
Both. It's a mix of the two.
Pact of the Grinch.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Bring all the things to Robin.
And as you bring these things to Robin, a bit of haze that was in your mind begins to lift. You know, you did something in the past, during the winter of the past year, but you weren't really 100% on what that was. You just knew that it ended in success and you all got praise for it. But as you look at this pile of feathers, you recall an image of you chasing somebody down a pathway who was on the back of a flying goose, tracking them with the dropped feathers.
Is anyone else feeling like this is all too familiar?
There seems to be an air of familiarity about it, but I can't quite place my finger on it.
It feels like there's something in my brain's cheek pouch, memory-wise, and I can't get it out.
I don't suppose you'd be able to somehow use these feathers to track the goose, would you, Talon?
I'm always willing to try. I have a feeling for some odd reason the two might be connected.
It does seem that way.
If you want, you can go ahead. I think for this, I'll let you choose that it's either going to be survivalist or hunter will be the base skill roll here, and the raw attribute will be nature. You muted.
I also do have forest-wise and path-wise if you'd allow one of those.
Yeah, forest-wise could work.
Okay, I can run off that. So forest-wise with...
Nature.
You said nature?
Nature.
Uh, 3 successes.
3 successes. You know that it isn't impossible to presumably track something with these, though it's going to be a task. This isn't like following fresh footprints in the snow, or like the previous year following just the drop feathers along the flight path. These are just goose feathers in a pillow. You can make something from this, but it's going to take effort.
Then we will exert maximum effort.
You're going to shoot the goose?
If necessary.
So with the positive positive response that Talon could possibly track something, what are your next steps?
It's up to you, Robin.
If we find the goose, we find Timothy. I think finding Timothy is priority 1.
Agreed.
Would like to as well get my hands on Rigby. There's some explaining to do. However, ensuring Timothy is safe is more important at the moment.
Agreed. Well, shall we go while the trail is still warm.
Yes, I believe that would be the smart thing to do.
Hmm.
How well equipped is everyone for a journey? I assume fairly well equipped, as you all just arrived from a journey out here, so...
I'll have to run upstairs and grab my things, but I'm good to go.
You can see
Squeakers is always
Rupert.
ready.
You can see look at Squeakers to see if they're gonna touch the ground to see if the trail's gone cold.
Oh, why would I have to touch the ground? It's already cold outside.
He kind of shrugs.
If we
Trail's not
maybe
cold
want to
check,
grab a few provisions before we go. Possibly not eat them all before we go.
Mm.
I keep it in my cheek pouches. I don't eat it.
If there's anything anyone needs to gather, do it quick. We don't want to let this linger too long. And on the note of getting our shit together before we go, can I actually spend some of my resources? I notice I've got fairly high resources, and I don't think I've ever used them in any of our mouse guard games. So could I use some of my resources to obtain like some high quality scouting equipment that I could then give to Talon to maybe make things a little easier for them?
You most definitely can. Being a officer in the mouse guard, using your resources, you are able to command a bit of respect in order to acquire higher quality gear from the quartermaster. So let me see here. Look on your sheet here, Robin. You've got 6 resources.
Yeah.
Go ahead and spend 3. And for the 3 resources, you can acquire better quality scouting equipment for Talon, which will provide an extra D6 roll on any scouting checks.
Yes, so I will do exactly that, and when we all come together again, I will hand that equipment over.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. You don't have to spend points on resources. The resources themselves are like dice.
Ah.
So let's see. Trying to find... Ah, yes, okay. So they're used in places for certain skill checks, like such as like cooking or whatnot. Instead of like using cook or something like that, you use resources.
Gotcha.
Let's see. But I will say that because you are somebody of importance, that you could still acquire those scouting equipments.
Perfect.
I want to say I have high resources too, but I feel like she uses nature all the time for natural resources, so it's not much to go off of. I mean, I'm sure she has like a basic rope and everything, but not as otherwise she just kind of uses what she finds. That's kind of her whole thing, so she's pretty much good to go.
But why is Squeaker thinking he has in his axes?
I don't need meat. I've got axes for meat.
Axes can get meat.
Did I hear meat?
Again.
You did that to yourselves.
Yep. Yeah, Adam.
Look, I still have the whole my mind pouch is tingling stuck in my head.
I mean, look.
Okay, so all right. So the way that resources work is it's a core character attribute representing a mouse's ability to gather material goods, wealth, or favors, or allowing them to acquire tools, food, or other necessities for their missions. So what we can do is you can make a resources check with the 6. You can roll 66 for resources,
Gotcha.
and that will you'll be able to try and acquire it.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It's been a year.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used resources or circles in one of our games before. That's 4 successes.
4 successes, then yes, you are able to acquire the higher quality scouting gear for Talon.
Perfect. Anything to help us find that goose. That's all that I had to gather before we set out.
I'm doing like triple time up the stairs to go get my gear.
Okay.
Actually, I lied. Can I go into the kitchen and find... I'm bread stupid, so I don't know what the bread's called, but it's the kind of bread that's like hard and it stays preserved longer than like regular
That
white
would be
bread.
hardtack or a ship's biscuit. Pick one.
One of those. Can I grab a couple of those?
Go ahead and give me a resources roll.
Okay. That sounds about right.
Or if you're playing Final Fantasy, it's Archon Loaf, because that thing is flavorless.
Yeah, that's true.
And if all your dice come up with successes, then you find Lambus bread, and we're set for life.
Make that joke. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Unless you're a certain mouse, in which case he'll just be chewing for the next eternity.
Absorbing saliva.
How much
4.
For-
saliva does it
Yeah,
take in the
you're
cheek
able
arches
to
make it
find
help?
some hardtack.
Okay. A goose-like bread, so this might help lure it, maybe. Or convince other animals to help us. Doesn't hurt.
Or just be a nice snack.
That too. I think that's it. At least for me.
I looked up, can a goose eat hardtack? And it's just like, no. a goose
Excellent.
should not eat hardtack. It's processed high carb food like bread that offers no real nutrition and fills them up and can lead to health issues.
So this is
You know
how
what?
we kill,
They also
this
tell
is
you
how
not
we
to
kill
eat
it.
bread at all.
This
Yeah,
is
they
how
also
we
say
kill
pick
them.
your bread. Yep. Also, to be fair, it's an evil fucking goose, so what do I care about its health?
True.
What
Okay.
I'm saying, just feed it bread until it dies. We win.
Yeah, there we go. I was just thinking logically, like, okay, we're in the winter, but if I have normal bread, even after a couple days, it's gonna start growing mold. So I'm like, what bread will last? That was my
Croutons.
thought process.
Once bread freezes, it's pretty durable.
It's fair.
What would the mice have like for blankets and things for warmth if we're out for an extended time?
Usually
would we be okay, or
usually in incidents where a winter guard is needed to be sent out, they are provided with heavy winter gear, and enough to keep them warm, and so they don't freeze their little mousy butts off in the snow as they're off doing their patrols.
so would we have that, or is that
Yes.
something I could?
That
Okay, so I don't have to roll for that to make sure we are well equipped.
no,
way.
that is basic traveling gear for the winter. Is you'll be given like a heavier sleeping bag. Everyone will be given a tent, and you'll have heavier traveling clothes in order to make sure that you are at least warm and well insulated out in the winter snow out in the forest. But if everybody has grabbed what they need, right?
What about things to make fires? We have that too.
Yeah, that would be in like your camping gear and whatnot.
We are set. And
Okay. So as you are setting out, I take it that Talon is going to be the one scouting.
Yes, and if anyone wants to assist me with this little long-term project, we can do that.
I'm not much of a scout, but I am very aware of my surroundings, so I could certainly assist in other ways. So, yes.
All right. So the question is, Talon, are you scouting or are you attempting to track?
Ideally, if I can run on scouting, I would prefer.
Because the only reason I'm asking is because if you are scouting, you can go ahead and use the scout skill. But if you are attempting to track anything, that would normally fall under hunter, though you can use forest wise or path wise instead.
Okay. Let's start with scouting because that's going to give me at least a direction.
Okay. And is anybody assisting with the scouting?
Yes. Fiora will help.
Anyone
And I
else?
get one from the supplies you said, right?
Yeah, you get one from the supplies. Is anybody else assisting in the scouting, or just Fiora?
If we're allowed to, I'd love to help out. Yes.
Yes. The thing is if
Hmm.
somebody assists, they share in the results of the die roll. So if it's something negative, anyone who assists will also feel that negative.
Got it.
I leave that up to you.
Survivalist help it with this sort of track scouting.
Yeah, you pretty much in this instance, you just say that you're going to offer help.
Okay. With a rating and survivalist, I will offer help as well.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got 3 helps plus skills plus yes.
Plus the scout tools.
Here. On this.
Yeah. That's a lot of D6s.
Good.
Potential.
It says I have Pathfinder. I don't
7 successes?
7 successes.
Damn.
You begin to lead the group, and it's almost, you don't know why, but all of this just feels familiar. Out in the forest, tracking a goose, and it also just feels second nature. You've done this before. How hard can it be again? And you begin to lead everybody down a very familiar path to where you get to, in a couple hours, you get to a hideaway tucked in a tree. The ideas that, like, the image of a very large spider calling this hovel a home in the past year, you driving it out with the scent of, I believe it was peppermint.
Ah, yeah.
clearing the hideaway for travelers who may be caught, who may be on the path at night and needing a safe place to hide. As you get closer, you see a small glint of a campfire sort of just glowing from the inside of this tree knot hovel. And the smell of cooking food.
Well, we're going to have to investigate that.
What did
How-
you find?
How are you all planning to investigate? Are you sneaking up quietly? Are you walking in just as normal? Are you planning an ambush?
I'm split between sneaking in and walking with the authority of mouse guard business.
Authority of
Doesn't
mouse guard
just
business.
See, Squeakers has the right idea. Just nothing.
You know, let's not scare them.
dangerous,
Let's
right?
just be out in the open about it and do the whole
Yeah.
mouse guard business. We're coming in.
Maybe whoever's in there saw something and can help us.
We can be normal and talk to people. No need to be wary about it.
A wise approach, I think.
So with my shield out in front of me, I will approach the tree.
Okay. As you begin to approach the tree, you do, with the 7 that you rolled, you do notice that there are a couple small, like, alarm tripwires that have been set up in strategic areas to sort of alert the occupants inside that there is potential threats out here. Your eyes only catch them as these are like regulation set up alarm tripwires that scouts use while out on missions.
Alright. Walk around them as best as possible, but make sure I intentionally actually hit one.
Okay. How close to the hovel are you hitting the tripwire?
The last one before the door.
Okay. Are all of you following suit, making sure to follow this same pathway?
Yes.
Yes.
And you intentionally hook that last one a little, like what sounds just to be a jingling of chimes goes off inside the hovel. And you hear a gasp and then an arrow knock in a bow.
No need for that. It's mouse guard business.
Mouse guard business. Identify yourself.
I am Talon. I have the rest of the Winter Guard with me.
Talon. Sort of, you hear just like the bow kind of decompressing as you hear the arrow just being put back into a sheath. And out walks Rigby Stoutheart. Talon, what are you doing out here? There are no scout missions for the winter.
Looking for you.
Me? Why are you
I
looking
don't
for
know
me?
why you're at fault, but you are.
Okay, that's a very confusing and hefty accusation. I haven't really done anything.
Your obsession with the humans. The tall folk.
What about them? I haven't let them anywhere near us. They haven't even seen me.
One of your journals that you gave to a little mouse.
What, the The field notes that I gave to Timmy? What about it?
He tried to cast a spell from your notes.
What spell?
It involved a bell and a whole pile of things in a cauldron.
Okay, you're losing me on this one. I don't recall any sort of spell. We don't do magic. It's like fairy business.
I know that.
He like looks around. It's like,
But why is your name in the journal
Is
then? It's
he-
like wave the journal.
he kind of like motions for all of you to get into the hovel. Look, we're gonna be proverbial sitting ducks out here if we just keep having this conversation. Let's go inside where
True.
like a screech owl or anything ain't gonna come swooping down on any of us.
I'm more concerned about a goose, but that's a different matter.
It's too cold for geese.
You tell it that.
Okay, we're gonna have a very long conversation. Yeah, come inside. It's at least warm in here.
You can have that conversation with Robin. I'm just here to scout.
As you walk in, you see that he's got like a small like pot of porridge cooking over an open fire, and he's got his bedroll spread out, and you just see like a variety of like small like signal wires that he's had like hooked up along the walls that are just like jingling like small bits of bone and seashell. He sits down and he just starts stirring the stew in the pot. He's like, okay, from the top, what happened?
I think at this point, Robin takes out the journal and opens it to that spell page and just tosses it down in front of Rigby. You have some explaining to do.
He looks at it and it's like, what? It was just a holiday tradition that some of the tall folk that I were keeping an eye on, practiced. There's no magic or anything about it. It was more to bring holiday and good cheer to the masses around them.
Tell that to Timothy, who did this ritual of yours and summoned a goose out of a cauldron, which then proceeded to kidnap him.
Can't tell it to Timothy. Timothy's not here.
He summoned a goose? And it
Not just a
kidnapped him.
goose. The goose.
The goose.
Which has also drained the joy from all those around it.
Oh wait, you're talking about the embodiment of greed.
Indeed.
But the goose is just a children's story.
I'm afraid not, Rigby.
Okay, look. When I watched the tall folk do it, nothing happened. It was more they all gathered around a large pot. They threw things into it. They all said it signified something that they enjoyed about the holidays. And then after it boiled, they drank it.
Yes, but Rigby, that was the tall folk.
Yes.
They are not mice. Their magic is not ours.
It wasn't magic, though. I've seen tall folk do magic. That wasn't magic. I think they just made a mulled wine.
It was magic, Rigby.
Certainly did something. Kind of backfired, though. Even he said that wasn't quite taking effect the way it should have, which explains the goose and the dreariness of the town.
I also wouldn't recommend drinking anything with tinsel in it.
Tinsel? So he kind of looks at it and he's like looking at the ingredients. It's like, well, I guess I can see where the boy thought tinsel. I mean, the ingredients are very vague. It's it's open to the interpretation of the people around the fire. Most of the people that were around the fire when I observed the tall folk put in liquids and got quite drunk off of it.
Well, again, it did something. It had some sort of reaction, so clearly this spell was an actual spell.
What do you know? Timmy did magic.
I am all for your unique hobbies, Rigby. However, not when they come at the expense of your duties, and not when they come at the expense the safety of others. So I'm afraid you, as the bearer of this journal, are on the hook for Timothy's safety. So you will assist us in his rescue, or I'm afraid you will be on the line for punishment.
As he like holds up his hand, he's like, look, you don't need to threaten me. You don't need to threaten to expel me or anything like that. Anything that I've written down in this journal was just innocent note-taking. Nowhere in there did I mention that it was a spell or that magic happened. But I understand that Timothy is in trouble. And it is partially my fault because he had my journal. I'll help you. As much as it pains me to lose time with the tall folk, I'll help you track him down.
That is all we are asking of you, Rigby.
Do you have any idea where they went?
Well, we're tracking a goose
Again, that's
that magically teleported somewhere or vanished or something.
okay. If it is actually a goose, like in body as well as in form, it's going to need to be somewhere warm. I can't really see it being out at night.
Do you have an idea where that could be? Especially this time of year.
I may know of a spot.
Go on.
Talon, you remember the fire that broke out middle of the year? Burnt that small encampment down off to the northwest. We found like some like weird cave that was like a little cave that was in there. We thought it, maybe some rabbit or something made a little burrow and then got chased off. Maybe it's there. Burnt down homes, whatnot. They definitely could take refuge in there at least at night when it gets the coldest. Though, come dawn, if it needed to, we could leave again. Given from where we're at now, we may take a couple hours, but traveling at night, both you and I know that's almost a death sentence, even to scouts.
As strong and capable as this group is, I don't think even we could stand up to the night owls out there.
No, like owls or wolves or I don't know, magical teleporting geese. I think it's best that we get a night's rest, keep warm, and head out early in the morning.
Agreed. We head out at first light.
Thankfully, I've got enough tripwires and whatnot set up to where we aren't going to need any sort of watches so everyone can rest soundly tonight.
And Rigby, is there anything that you can tell us about this goose that we may not know?
Look, the only thing that I know is what you all know from the children's stories. The embodiment of greed, loves to steal joy from good children. You know, just an all-around jerk. But as
That's all.
for it being real, look, I stopped believing in that whole goose nonsense when I came of age and joined the guard.
But you do have an affinity for geese, no? Or at least a likeness for their feathers?
What are you talking about?
In your pillows, perhaps?
No, my pillows don't have goose feathers in them.
We
Rather
did stop
strange.
by your home before we ventured out, looking for you, Rigby.
Yeah?
There were some oddities that we encountered.
You're telling me I have a goose feather pillow?
We found some things, perhaps not related at all. Perhaps just coincidence.
Captain, I swear to you, I have no idea where I would even get a goose feather pillow. I was rarely in my home throughout the season. I joined every scouting party that was available to me. I was maybe in town for, in total, a month.
And you left a note on your bed before departing, yes?
Yes, that I was heading out for the winter to document the behaviors and whatnot of the tall folk.
And you have no knowledge of the feathers that I speak of?
None. I think
Interesting.
resting on goose feathers would be a bit uncomfortable. Poke through the pillow and get you in the neck.
I don't mean to appear as if I'm putting you on the spot or anything, Rigby. I'm simply concerned for Timothy's safety, that is all.
Yeah, look, I'm concerned for the kid too. Especially if he's sure he did magic?
We were all witness to it.
Huh. What do you know? Mice can do magic.
Please don't encourage him when we rescue him.
Look, he's not my family and he's not my kid. I'm not going to put anything in his head. He just had an interest in the tall folk too, and I thought I'd share a journal with him.
Well, perhaps it is time that the guard reevaluate the rules for safety when it comes to observing the tall folk. And if we get Timothy back here in one piece, safe and sound, perhaps you, as apparently the leading expert on the tall folks, need to be a part of the discussions on safety.
Maybe. Some of them are the violent type. Very destructive.
Yes, that we know.
To be fair, Timothy is very young and impressionable and has a lot of inspiration in his heart, so you can't blame him for trying to do these sorts of things either, you know? He's
no,
just young and curious.
I don't blame the kid. Like, I can honestly see how he thought that what I had written down in the notebook would technically be a tall folk spell. It was a lot of symbolism and, from my limited understanding of their magic, it's a lot of symbolism.
Before
Does want to be a wizard.
Before
Sister.
his capture, he was unfortunately very much witness to the magic as we were, so when we do retrieve him, I don't think there is any mouse in existence that can talk him out of pursuing further magic. So as long as we can guide him into a safe path forward with this hobby, that's all we can hope for.
Well, I think it's best that we first focus on getting him back than
Agreed.
his future. But I've got stew. Rationed out should feed all of us.
I would love some stew. I have been starving since I saw those cookies go in the pot.
Rigby, might I ask a question?
Sure.
Could you have a look at this book and see if it looks the same as you remember it, or if it looks different to you? The page with the notes about the Christmas, that's the spell, joy spell, or what Timothy thought was joy spell.
He takes a look through his book. He gets 3 successes. Everything seems to be... Wait. No, scratch that. This isn't my ink. This page has been replaced. I use...
Recognize the handwriting.
The handwriting is mine, or very well done forgery, but that's not the ink that I use. All ink that I use is made that I make. I have my own quill, my own parchment, my own ink bottle. The ink that I make has a distinctive look and luster to it, and this is off. But I swear when I gave it to young Tim, it was just as I had left it.
I don't suppose you would know what's different from what you had and what's here, would you? And is it just this page?
As he flips through like the other pages, he's like, it looks like it's just this page. Every other page has my handwriting with the ink that I use. This ink is different.
So something or someone wanted him to conjure this goose.
Give me the night. I'll try some tall folk stuff. See if I can't glean anything from this page. You all can get some rest. Like you said, we'll leave at first light.
We appreciate it, by the way. I'm sorry if this came off a bit of like an interrogation, but we're just very concerned for Timothy's safety. So you do understand. We didn't mean any harm by it.
No, you're following guard protocol. I mean, can't fault you for that. We do the same thing out in the field.
Indeed. We appreciate you letting us stay here for the night. Thank you.
Of course, of course. Just, yeah, I'll do what I can with the book. I'll investigate the page, see if I can't try a little tall folk mumbo jumbo to see if I can't figure out how this was done. I mean, the page itself doesn't even look like it's ripped. It looks like it's natural.
Do what you need to do. But be ready by first light to head out.
Of course, of course. I am a scout.
Make my way over to the stew pot, but I'm going to walk by Squeakers as I do. Just say very quietly, make sure to get a full night's rest, but don't take your eyes off of Rigby.
Shit.
Okay. And as night comes, you get your portion of the stew. My cat climbs the door.
Like she do.
Mm-hmm.
I love how often he has to do that. Like, door. All right, cat satisfied. Either coming in or out.
It's because it's after 11 o'clock, so she determines that it's bedtime, and if she runs in and out of the door enough, it'll make me go to bed. It doesn't.
Wow. You're keeping me awake, actually. It's the opposite.
So you told Squeakers to keep an eye on Rigby.
Yep.
Squeakers, how do you go about keeping an eye on Rigby?
When we go to settle down for the night, Squeakers will find a place to like lean up against, as if they're going to sleep, lean up against like the wall of the cave or somewhere or something, and just kind of keep an eye on them. Not like pretend to be asleep, but more like, oh, I can't sleep type of situation.
Okay. I would say this is a deceiver roll.
Okay.
Since you are trying to do it, I will say that you can use deceiver and will.
Okay. So let's just be straight will for.
Well, you get
Okay.
one. You always get,
you get one?
Yes.
Okay. That's gonna be 3 out of 4 successes.
Okay. So you do your pretending that you can't sleep, that it is very restless. And through most of the night, you see him looking through the book, and he's whispering to himself, and he like throws some like salt on the page and then gets flustered and dusts it off and just like begins to mumble to himself. And every now and then you notice that he like looks over at the group, and like he just like almost like mentally clocking where everyone is at and just taking a tally. And it's about 3 hours into this sleep that you begin to feel yourself dozing off, and you can't fight it as relaxation slowly comes to you. And as your eyes are slowly lowering, the last thing you see is him stand up, close the book, slip it into his coat, grab his bag, his bow, and his arrows, and leave. Morning comes the next day, and Rigby is nowhere to be found. And that is where we are leaving off for this week.
Fucking
course.
Rigby!
Oh,
Motherfucker.
Check a note. He's good at leaving notes. Maybe he left one.
But yeah, that is going to do it for us on the first of 3 episodes of Mice and Merriment. We'll be back here for episode 2 next week on Thursday, starting at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Though, if this is your first time here, this is not the only show that we do. Coming up Saturday is going to be another episode of Withered Wastes, which is a D&D 5th edition game that I run. Monday will be another episode of Destiny Forged, which is another one of my 5th edition games and our longest running show on the channel. We are currently in our 4th campaign. On every other Tuesday is our Star Wars RPG show of Tales of the Outer Rim, which is run by Tilt. Again, coming up next Thursday is going to be episode 2 of Mice and Merriment. Though normally we have alternating shows on Thursdays. On one Thursday we will have Tricorn Isles, which is another D&D game that I run, and then on the alternating Thursday we have Mass Effect Horizons, which is a Mass Effect game that Zorro runs. And coming up next Saturday is going to be another episode of The Downfall of Propriety, which is our Bridgerton-inspired mini-adventure that is run by Malls. And then later on in the evening will be another episode of our Daggerheart game of the City of Redemption. But for now, we are going to head on out. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning on in, and we will catch you later.
I'm waving.
Waving too.